In the last video with the Turbo Miata, we ripped off that old crusty Garrett GT 2560R and slapped on a used Precision 4828. A significantly bigger turbo. But that's not all. In this video, to finish that upgrade, we are fabricating a custom exhaust. And this is what we are making it out of. We've got a bunch of 3-inch stainless steel piping, a Vibrant Performance resonator, Vibrant Performance flex pipe, Mishimoto V-bands, best V-bands in the business, 4-bolt flange to attach to our turbo. This is one of the things I'm most excited by. Cutout. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build this into a dual exit exhaust at the back. Through one tip, it'll be going through both the muffler and the resonator. Through the other tip, there will be the valve, and it will go through just the resonator. So hopefully nice and loud. That way, when we're driving around on the street, it can be fun, it can be loud, a little bit louder than it is currently, because I made it a bit too quiet with this thing. But then when we get down to the highway and you're sitting at 4,000 RPM going 50 miles an hour, you can close the valve, make it a little bit quieter. Unlike the valve we have in the Volvo, this one is wired to a switch instead of a wireless button. The wireless button is not very reliable. Sometimes I'm sitting there at the light trying to get the valve to open or close for like a minute, and it's kind of embarrassing. So this will be just a button. It's a momentary switch, open, close. All it needs is the power and ground, super easy to wire up. Unlike some of the exhausts I've made in the past, I'm gonna TIG weld this 100%, even have stainless steel hangers from Vibrant Performance that we can use, so there won't be a single MIG weld on here. It should look nice and pretty, it should last. We're gonna get the fitment perfect, it's gonna be awesome. Learning with Gingium. One of the most important things about making an exhaust is getting good, clean cuts. Having a perfectly flat surface that mates perfectly together is the easiest way to have a good looking and strength weld. Well, in order to get good cuts, you need proper tools. Tools to deburr, tools to make a flat cut, and then even after that, a tool to sand the cut perfectly flat. Well, unfortunately, I've been procrastinating a little bit too long. This thing is the smoothest 60 grit sandpaper ever. that ain't gonna work. So as much as I want to keep building this exhaust, I'm gonna already stop and go to the store and buy some new. Cause I forgot. She's like, what's your YouTube channel? I'm like, Gingium? She's like, Gingium? And I'm like, I'm not gonna try. That's the burn marks from the Eclipse. Every time we drive to the store, we have to drive over the dead corpse of the Eclipse. So I got the hardest part done of just 2 pieces. There, past the trans to right here. Who said this was hard to make fit? I don't know, bro. Gonna go ahead and tack these together, then tack it to the flange, and that will allow us to build the rest. I like to, when I'm tacking pipes, do 4 tacks 90 degrees apart, especially when I know it's gonna be good. If I don't know, like if I'm just doing a test tack, then 2, 180 degrees apart. But 4 tacks like this will be strong enough to hold up the rest of the exhaust, no problem. Cool indeed, brother. So So before our downpipe is totally finished, we gotta bring it over here, add the flex pipe and the V-band. Now it's a little bit too low where it is right now, probably about where the old exhaust was, but I want this new exhaust to be as good as possible. So I marked a mark up there. I cut these two corners out that you just saw. This will make a nice little S. And so we can kind of move it so it's hopefully a bit more up there. The thing that sucks about TIG welding exhaust is that unless if you want to weld it when it's on the car, which is difficult and you have to move the welder around, you got to be taking it on and off and on and off over and over again. Oh, she came flying at us. A lot of companies that make exhausts for Miatas have it to be a straight shot all the way down to the diff, which works because there's room for a straight pipe. But if you want it tucked up as high as it possibly can, it's got to do a little squiggly around some things. That's what we're gonna do, make it as good as possible. But for now, I can mark this. You want to go get me a marker? Mishimoto. There's another reason why the TIG welding can be a little bit more difficult, because if you don't have perfectly fit pipes, for instance, this flex pipe is slightly larger than a 3-inch diameter, then it's kind of hard to line it up perfectly on the car and then weld it that way off the car. I'm realizing what would be a really nice tool. I've seen people have pipe expanders and reducers. It's like a tool that will slightly expand or contract the diameter of a pipe. So like for instance, I could do that at the end there to get it to be a perfect fit with this, but I don't have that yet. So we're just gonna tack it and hope it's good. If at first you fail, cut and tack again. So the downpipe is all good. I think to distribute the welding and the building, I'm gonna go ahead, fully weld this up, then we can do a final, oh, actually we can't do that yet. So I don't have the O2 sensor bung yet. Yeah, okay, well then I won't do that, and I will just temporarily bolt this back in. So the next section of this exhaust, from the downpipe all the way up to the differential. And right past the differential is where it's gonna split into the two sections. This part's pretty easy. Straight, resonator, straight, exhaust hanger. And look, I already got that part ready to tack to the V-band. Cool. It's a bit past due to replace that blade. What do you think that is? Want to measure that? It's like, yeah, 60 millimeters, it's like 18. Let's try, start at 19, go from there. goddamn fucking thing is in the way. So this section of the exhaust is freaking incredible. Nice and stiff. It can slide left and right, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Although to be fair, once there's not WD-40 in there, that would probably be fine. But now we work on a little bit harder section, a little bit more fun section. And with that, we have to break into our metal reserves. This is pretty good. It's about the right height.
It's for emissions, right?
Yeah.
For emissions.
That'll be a funny thing to test. Air filter on an exhaust. Do you know you can actually cut metal with light? Hey, that's a really clean cut. Pink flashlight for the win. So we have pretty much everything up to the exhaust tip done for the muffler side. I don't want to do that until the other part is ready so we can make sure that they're perfectly symmetrical. But pretty much we got our valve. The valve is gonna go, you know, right about here. What we have to do is kind of build a Y out of this kind of corner and then weld a flange onto that. And then we can bolt this onto that flange. And then we can make the rest of the exhaust. So got it right about there. That's pretty close. And so that will go on about like so. And then we'll have another pipe that kind of comes up to the other exhaust tip. Before we make the two exhaust tips, finish this back piece, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the rest of the exhaust out and fully weld that up. So we know now that everything fits, and we want all the warping back here to happen before we make the perfect exhaust tips. With that, the downpipe is 100% welded besides the V-band. In order to do that, I'm gonna clamp it to this. But damn, I am super happy with the way this is turning out. By far, the best welds I've ever done on stainless. I think I'm finally starting to get the hang of it, like, and actually being decent instead of just kind of passing by. But yeah, let's finish this. finish it and get it put back in the car. Downpipe is in there. Doesn't look like it warped. Let's put this bad boy in here, see if this warped. These clamps from Mishimoto, I love them. I love the quick release. And they didn't warp. Didn't really warp. I think we're good, brothers. That's definitely louder. We have that exactly where we want, and now we can use this to get the tips exactly where we want. You guys like my new welding table? I didn't think this would actually cause a problem, but the thing is, it's too soft. I can't use it to. All right, that slacked way more than I was expecting. Turns out, welding tables are actually useful. We're officially ready to start it, take it for a test drive. Now, we're impatient and we're running out of time for the day that we are working in. We're not gonna wire up the valve right now. We're just gonna hot wire it. So right now it's open. We're gonna go and start it. That will be the loud mode. Is it any quieter? Sounds pretty steady. There we go. Wow, it's so quiet.
I mean, I can tell the difference for sure.
It's definitely quieter.
Less droning on the highway, I mean, at least.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the turbo more, you just close it.
I like the volume of the exhaust with it open. That's perfect. I don't really want it louder than that. If I have a valve, I might want the quiet setting quieter. It's definitely louder. Now, on this little test drive, I have to be somewhat careful because it's untuned and the wastegate isn't connected, so if I happen to accidentally floor it, we're toast. sound much quieter than what it used to sound like. It definitely has like less drone though. I mean, like, yeah. You know, this is the RPM we're gonna be like at the highway. And it actually drones, it definitely drones less than what it used to. Once the car is tuned, we'll be able to actually test the exhaust a little bit more thoroughly. So that is going to be it for fabricating the exhaust. Now I know you guys probably want to hear it at full rip, so here are a couple teaser clips from the next video. That sounds awesome, and I am so happy with the way it turned out. Of course, if you guys want to watch that next video ahead of schedule, you can click up on the top right and become a patron. Thank you to anyone who does that. Thank you for the support, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a great day.